Hello everybody, welcome to Destiny of Cards. Today we'll be doing a deck profile of the updated version of Narukami deck. There's a boost in Fighter Collection 2015 Winter Collection. So this deck is based on Vermillion, Kaizo, Dragonic Kaizo Vermillion. So it's the Kaizo attribute of the deck. So the starter we are running here is Spark Kid Dragon. So this is a grade 3 soldier. So counterblast 1, move this card to soul, check top 5, add 1 Narukami grade 3 or higher unit, add to your hand and shuffle your deck. Right now we move to the grade 3 of the deck. Firstly, the deck runs 3 copies of Dragonic Kaizo Vermillion. So this is the card, the hard card of this deck. So this effect is limit break 4, counterblast 3. So so this is a heavy counterblast cost, but the effect is you gain 2000 and then you can attack all your opponent's front row with 1 attack. So this card is the new card of this deck. It's a card from the heart of that we are required for this deck. So because you have a Kaiser in its name. Next, we run 3 copies of the Crossride of Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion. This is Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion the Blood. So this card same effect, but just have an additional effect. So counterblast 3. Then gain 5000 power and 1 critical. So sorry, this limit break 5. So you can attack your opponent's front row unit with 1 attack. Then if you have Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion, which is the previous card, in the soul of your Vanguard, you gain additional 2000 power continuous effect. So during your opponent's turn, it's a 13k base deck. Next, we run 2 copies of Dragonic Kaiser Crimson. This is the Legion unit of this deck. So so it's a Legion 22,000. The mid is none other than Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion. So so the main effect here is when this card is of course is Legion. Because there's no other limit break 4 card effect of this from this card. So the activate effect, you do not have to pay the cost. So you just have to declare you want to activate the effect. So you have to declare. So instead of counterblast 3, you just declare that you want to use the limit break 4 effect, and then you can attack opponents with front row with 1 attack. So the other effect is if you have another unit in the same column as this unit other than itself, you can pay the cost. So plus 1 and this unit gain 2000 power. It's stackable. Next, we'll move on to the grade 2 of this deck. Alright, since this is a Vermillion deck too, mainly we run 4 copies of the 12k attacker. If your Vanguard have Vermillion in its name, when this card attack, you gain 3000 power. So it's your 12k attacker. So if you, let's say you are having a Vanguard Crimson, you do not gain the additional power. However, if you are in Legion with Dragonic Kaiser Vermillion, you have Vermillion as your Vanguard, so therefore you will be able to activate the effect of the 12k attacker. Next, we run another retro card. So basically the new fighter collection kind of boosts all older cards. So if you are the old player, it's a very good set for you to invest. Next, we run 4 copies of Dragonic Death Sky. So this is a Berserk Dragon duplicate of Narukami. So on to Vanguard or Regard Circle, counterblast 2. If you're a Narukami Vanguard, choose one of your opponent's grade 2 or below and retire it. Unlike other Narukami units of retiring is opponent choose, this is however same as Berserk Dragon, you may choose that unit. So you choose the unit, not your opponent. So this is you can have Vermillion attacking the front row and Berserk Death Sky to clear the back row. Next, to resolve the issue of the counter blast, we run 3 copies of Garuda. So Garuda's effect is when this card's attack hit the Vanguard, choose a counter charge 1 basically. So choose 1 card in your damage zone and flip it face up. So it's a counter charge 1 card. So yeah, this is a retro O card. Now we move on to the Great Wand. Firstly, we run 4 copies of Crown Horn Dragon, which is the new card from the new expansion. So the effect is, if you have your Vanguard's attack with Kaiser in its name, if the attack hit, choose one of your other rearguard unit and then other unit. That unit gain 2000 power. So if your Vermillion's attack hit all 3, you can choose 3 unit. Yep. So for each attack hit, you can choose 1. So power 2000, 2000, 2000. Yep. So you can choose like 3 units if all 3 hit. If not, only 2 of them, you can choose 2 of them to get 4000, 2000 each side, maybe left and right, or 1 column having 4000 power. Next, we run, since like I mentioned, it's heavy counter blast base, we need the Kanzen Flipper. So this is Dragon Dancer Anastasia. So yep, so this card is your counter charge card. Next, we run 4 copies of Mighty Bolt Dragon. So this is your Stride +2. We won't be using the main effect because we do not run Dragonic Vanquisher in this deck. Yep, so this deck you'll just use it as a strike folder. Lastly, we run 2 copies of Rising Phoenix. So yep, this is the card that seems as Kagero, Calamity Tower Wyvern. So this is on call to the Regat Circle, so +2, draw 1 card. Now we move to the trigger layout of this deck. We run 8 critical, 4 of the non-effect and 4 with effect. Yeah, so this is the Magao clone, but it's a critical bait version. So move to soul, choose 1 unit, 1 Narukami unit, power plus 3000. So we run 8 critical triggers for this deck. Next, we run 4 draw triggers and 4 heal triggers. So this layout is 8 crit, 4 draw, 4 heal. Now we move on to the Great 4, which is the strike zone. Firstly, we run 2 copies of Dragonic Vanquisher Voltage. So this is the G unit that is released from GBT05. So unflip itself. So personal flip itself is up, and this turn you gain this effect. So when this card's attack hit the Vanguard, choose one. Your opponent choose one of his or her unit. Retire it. Then you can choose 2 cards from your opponent's drop zone and bind it face up to 2. Yep. So the other effect is GB3. Your unit, or your front row unit gain 3000 power for each bind cards that is face up in your opponent's bind zone. So yeah, so if you manage to bind 2, so you'll get 6000 boosted to your front row unit. Next, we run the strongest strike unit, Conquest Dragon. So Conquest Dragon's effect, as most of you know, so it's a personal flip himself also. So personal flip himself, if you have the number of G unit face out in your G zone is 2 or more, choose one of your opponent's front row unit, retire it. Then for each opponent's front row empty Vanguard circle, rearguard circle, you gain 5000 power for your front row unit. So do take note, if upon activation, so yeah, so if your somehow your opponent has 2 front row and you retire it with Conquest with this effect, you only gain 5000. Be it later you call Dragonic Death Sky to destroy the other one, it doesn't add another 5,000 to the front row unit. So it's upon activation. So we will recommend you to use a Dragonic Death Sky first to retire the front row unit, and then later on use this card to destroy the other unit to gain 10,000 for all your front row unit. Lastly, we run 4 copies of the new card, Dragonic Kaiser Warning. So this is the new strike card from the new set. Okay, so these cards is a GP2 effect, counterblast 1, choose one persona for himself, then you gain this following effect, continuous effect. When these cards attack, you attack the front row with 1 attack. So it's like Vermillion, so but it's a strike base, strike version. And then the other effect is when these units attack hit, be it Rearguard or Vanguard, choose up to 2 of your Rearguard, other Rearguard, they get 5,000 power. So if you manage to attack hit 3 unit, you get to choose 2, so up to 6 unit, 5,000 each of them. So yeah, it's a very powerful card, but it's just a power based deck, power based effect, so it's not already critical base. So yeah, most of the time your opponent will only like go 2 attack. Yeah, the 2 front row Rearguard. Yeah, because they will Kanzen the center. We mean you can choose 4 unit and they have 5,000 each. So you have left and right, you have 10,000 added to both column. Yep, so we hope that you enjoyed today's deck profile of the updated version of the new Vermillion deck, as you can purchase them from your nearest card retailer. We hope that you enjoy today's deck profile. Do comment in the comment section below, and do help us share and like this video. Thank you. Until next time, see you.